what do you want to call it? Asymmetrical multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess it's nothing like it, but if you want to go back to maybe like Left 4 Dead, Evolve, one person versus four. In this case, it is Jason Voorhees versus four of the Camp Crystal Lake teenagers. If you are familiar with
those spunky teenage camp counselors.
Halloween, if the Friday the 13th movies, it comes out Friday, but people in our office have been playing it the last couple days.
So incredibly bored.
day.
I was so bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, so Peter, you touched on this in your review. Like, when you first start playing, if you die early, like if you're a counselor and you die early, you could be waiting for like 15 minutes and just spectating.
Yeah.
And that's boring. But also, like, I didn't actually like the task of trying to escape and protect myself. Like, just kind of, running through this camp, and I just was so bored. Like, I just kind of like hung out in a closet and waited for you to come kill me because Peter was like Jason like 6 times.
And sorry, Peter, you go ahead.
I was gonna say that totally valid. Like I survived a few matches by playing a stealthy character and just camping in a tent. Which, wow, that's the perfect use of that phrase. But it's one of those scenarios where it's like, all right, so what's the point of playing? Is the point of playing just to amass experience points and not die, or is it to try to get crafty, and avoid death at the hands of this dude who has crazy advantages? I think you have to go into this looking for that kind of experience where the odds are stacked against you and you're going to have to scrounge and be stealthy. Essentially do things that are kind of stressful and will make you, worried moment to moment. Or you could just do this.
Right. But I just don't feel like there's enough. I don't feel like there's enough to the movement and the act of scrounging around to make it compelling. So it's like, I find a flare gun. Yeah. I can only carry one thing, which is like, fine, that could be interesting. But I just feel like it's something with the movement or something. There's not enough there for me.
It does a really bad job of explaining the different options you have available to you. So the whole point is there's a fixed amount of time. The counselors either have to survive before Jason kills them, before the clock runs out, or find a way to escape the camp. And escaping the camp means finding items to fix vehicles. But that's never really explained to you. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to just sort of figure that out. Maybe you could, but immediately you just know that you need to hide, right? So your first thought is not going to be like, I need to find a car and see what parts I need.
And there are your objectives. That's the only time it like explains, other than the intro, like how to play. But like, despite this info being given, you're right. Like, as far as you have no idea where the stuff is or how to find it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go through a lot of matches that are boring, where you die a lot,
right,
to get to the point where you kind of understand the lay of the land.
But is that worth it? Like, what's compelling me to? I don't mean to be like antagonistic.
No, it's fine. No.
I have so many other games to play and like
yes.
things that I want to do. Why should I have to go through all these boring matches where, I mean, like we got kicked so many times yesterday trying just to play, where I was like, why would I put up with this when I could be doing literally anything else?
No. Well, and that's the other valid point is that we had a lot of connection problems.
Yeah. We were getting booed from matches all the time, and it was making it kind of frustrating to get into a match. And I think, Kelly, you make an excellent point. It's what did it for, and that's all I can really explain is what did it for me, because I was definitely like put out for my first few matches as counselor. Mm-hmm. But once I got to play as Jason, I kind of understood the dynamic between the two sides a little bit better, and maybe I could see the mistakes that I had been making through the eyes of Jason, which then led me to think about the game differently when I was a counselor again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Like that's interesting to me. Like that's the only thing that has hooked me is hearing that from you. Like that's the only reason I would want to try to keep playing.
Yeah. The only and this was where I was mentioning earlier is like and where for me it got interesting was when like Peter and I last night and a couple of other people in the office played late, and we were actually finally talking with other people and chatting on like what we should do. Oh, I have the gas tank. Come to me. And this is footage of my play. Like towards the end, last night was the first time as a counselor I won, and it was a pretty funny story where Nick Margarita was playing, and this woman over here was like, she got the battery, she brought it to the car, and then I had ran out of stamina. So from a hilltop, I'm looking down, and Jason's killing her, but she got the battery to the car engine and died. I'm like, oh crap, I'm not going there. Then I met up with two other people. We had a gas tank. They had the keys. We're putting the gas tank or pouring gas into the car, doing a little mini game, and if you fail the mini game or are stalling the mini game, then Jason like hears you. So I was pretty awesome, and I did like a flawless gas tank fill.
Gas.
I'm hella good. This is me. Oh, by the way, I am
Did mocap for this character.
I did do mocap, and that is one of my own cardigans. So yeah, this is the actual footage of it. But the thing was, what was I getting at? I'm sorry. Later on, we'll just let's play out. But so as I'm doing this, you were covering your buddies. That's Nick Margarita there with the plaid, with a flare gun,
jean shorts.
Oh my
God.
baby.
and
the male
so
Uggs.
Nick didn't know how to play. So the funny thing was then like Nick runs over to the front and he gets a battery and he starts hooking it up. And right now you're slowly hearing the Jason music build because he is getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
So it's making that mini game very stressful. So I'm here like, all right, I got the flare gun. So Nick's doing it and Nick is in the office and Nick's going, damn it. All the meanwhile, he's alerting Jason to know exactly where we are. And we'll let it play out. But the point being is that this is a very centered. Oh, here it comes. So there, Jason is just here. Where is it? So by the way, here he is. He's coming. So by the way, this is a 2-seater car.
So
there are 3 of us. So here's Jason. I shoot him in the head with a flare.
I love that
Stalls
person.
it.
Wait, you didn't know who that
That's
person
a random
came out of
person.
nowhere and took the car.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me in. Here's the best part. And so Nick, who helped, he helped with the battery, and he's like, hey. There's footage of him getting murdered. Straight up left him behind.
That's fantastic.
Look at her face. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you can't
was
tell,
fun.
this
It
game
was
is
fun.
rough around the edges, but it's
Yeah.
almost. I mean, did you guys play Dead by Daylight earlier this year?
No.
Or last year? Sorry. That game, same idea, asymmetrical horror. There were different killers, but that was the only way to escape was to activate these generators. I almost just said genitals on accident.
Well, you
Sorry.
did now, Mike.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Right.
You had to activate generators to escape this, like, whatever map they lay down. There are more options available, and it's also more, more focused on Friday the 13th. But it seems like kind of almost in the same vein of Battlegrounds. I think Battlegrounds more polished, seems like very much so, especially getting into and out of matches. But seems rough around the edges, but they're like the emergent situations, like Nick Margarita running next to the car when after
That-
he did all like most of the work.
That feels straight out of Jason movie, right?
I wasn't here for that. I had to
Yeah.
leave. So that makes me want to try this game again.
Right?
To
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
something like that. My first impression was really bad.
No, and we were on the same boat. Like we were all there,
Yeah.
but we
Like
decided.
literally,
a car,
in the office, you shouted, "This is a dud." I remember, and then it got better.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun yesterday playing with randoms.
Oh, right.
Who were really antagonistic, but then we like got them to like come on our side and like joke around with us. And then so Rob was playing as Jason, and
Oh,
the whole
God.
point was that we were like just gonna be friends. We weren't gonna. No one was gonna try to kill anyone. We were just gonna go around the campfire. But meanwhile, I'm telling Rob, I'm like, all right, just. You can kill them, but just don't kill me. And so like slowly one by one, he starts killing people, and then we like run off, and I find you, and you just like murder me, and it was like this comedic scenario in a game that's meant to be horrifying, and it just comes down to the people playing it. Like it's a great thing for that.
I again am expecting a lot, just like Battlegrounds, a lot of streams and like funny pranks. Like again, like this
Yeah.
is the same instance where I'm Jason. And I'm still engaging chat. I'm like, hey guys, I'm making a campfire. We're gonna cook up some chili, and they all came out. And
Do
they're like,
your actual Jason voice that I heard for like 3 hours yesterday.
what was it?
I sit next to Rob in the office.
Oh, you were doing
and he was
this,
doing like,
like,
I made chili. Guys, they made chili. And then
I made chili.
No, that's
No,
your
that's
Snape
your
voice.
Alan Rickman voice,
That's your Severus
Alan
Snape
which was
voice. You
also
have
great.
a lot of
I
characters
forget what I
that
was
came
doing.
out yesterday.
But they're all like, they all show up and they're all really timid, and I'm Jason at this campfire, and they're like, Are you sure you're not gonna kill us? I'm like, I'm totally not gonna kill you. I'm just make some chili, and then we're all there, and it's like, what do you actually do? I obviously can't make chili in the game, so we're standing there. I just go, hey guys, guess what? They go, no, and I go, hey guys, guess what? And one of them has a shotgun, goes, shoots me and stuns me. And I'm just like, I'm coming.
Oh my
It's
God.
fun. Like so, I would expect a lot of again like streams and funny kind of like viral stuff. This game. needs work. Clearly,
It needs a lot of work.
it needs a lot of
The
work.
round eyeballs where they're just
Oh,
like,
the animations are so like the
They're
facial
really
animations
janky.
are so
Andromeda
bad.
eyeballs.
they're janky.
And what's funny is it's on the level of like bad B movie slasher films. I would say to an extent
A
where
little bit.
you could kind of.
It was on purpose.
I'm not saying it was on
believe
purpose.
that.
I'm not
I don't
saying it was
either.
on purpose, but what I am saying is that it kind of makes it so dumb and fun, like in that respect.
Yeah.
Like seeing that character we just saw, every cutscene in the beginning, he just turns around and it's the most it's like the most obnoxious face.
yeah.
What's the balance like? Because my initial impression from playing it a few months ago was that, I mean, he's supposed to be, but Jason was very, very overpowered, and I
Well,
guess that fits.
part of
but-
Well, so part of it is right. Like if
here
you
it is.
just sort of if you just sort of like hide, you're not going to find things like firecrackers or the flare gun or stuff like that. Things that can actually give you an advantage to get away from Jason. You can set bear traps. There's a lot of things you can do. He is pretty overpowered, but part of the game is managing as a counselor, like how often you move, how rushed you are, how much fear you're giving off, because those are the sort of things that he senses. There are also other characters, right? So there's a girl I unlocked who has 10 out of 10 stealth. There was one time where I was literally crouched in a room and Jason was just looking around and like couldn't see me. So you can find ways to get around it. You just have to like spend enough time to understand the tools available to you.
Okay. You unlock new campers.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
one
counselors.
annoying thing that I overheard you guys saying is, unlike Battlegrounds, which you die a lot in, you can leave the match right away once you die. In this, you have to wait out the rest of the
This-
match to get
Yeah,
experience.
that's what I
That's-
was
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
what she was saying.
at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Oh, right, you did talk
Yeah.
about that. Okay,
You can
That
leave.
sounds annoying as hell.
You
I
can
agree.
leave, but
super
you're gonna lose all or
Right.
a good. This is confirmed, right? You're gonna lose a good amount of your experience. If
I
you
haven't
don't.
seen experience get added on
Yeah.
after leaving a match.
So
anyway.
it's-
Yeah,
a
if you want
bust.
experience to unlock the better things, you have to like stick around. I was
Yeah.
like answering emails and doing my makeup. Like,
Yeah,
like,
and you might as well, because I think you get at least 500 experience points for finishing a match by just waiting it out. That's enough to roll a random perk, right? So like you might as well just do that so you can get a random ability to tack on your characters.
Because you start with none.
Yeah, and you know there is a chance you'll be resurrected as a character who's got like really high stats and a shotgun, but that's not a guarantee. That's up to the players in the game to do something to activate that. It's
And
weird.
Someone did kind of bring that up. Like within the first beginning moments of the game, like Jason gets stronger and stronger, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
you know, maybe you could be that lone wanderer and hide in a tent the whole time, but it could be detrimental in the end because he can eventually just like find you.
Yeah, that's true.
Your review in progress will be up today.
Man, it's up.
It is up.
It's up. We're working on a video review to go with that, but the full review should be next week sometime. I got Tekken 7 in, so I'll
Yeah.
be dividing my time between Tekken 7 and
Damn.
Friday the 13th.